Greetings, everyone, and hello to my fellow WomenLift tribe members. I am Divya Santhanam, a professional social worker leading 360-degree women and adolescent empowerment interventions in the last 19 years. I specialize in the area of adolescent and youth empowerment, social protection, food security of women and children. Currently, as a member of IPE Global, I lead the operations for the India's most extensive maternal and child nutrition program in Rajasthan. Personally, I recognize myself as a mother of two amazing daughters and a painter in making. Today, I'm here to discuss a critical yet often overlooked issue of menstrual health education. When we talk about menstrual health, we think about sanitary pads, disposal, hygiene, and access to products. But is that really enough? Through this project, I explore the necessary shift, moving beyond hygiene to empowerment, reframing menstruation not as a limitation, but as an opportunity to build self efficacy and agency in adolescent girls. Let's start with the core. Menstrual health programs stop at distribution, hygiene, and disposal. They fail to address stigma, silence, restrictions that continue to hold girls back. Here, I have introduced a transformative approach that combines menstrual health education with a gender leadership lens. The theory of change is simple, addresses is to address the stigma by fostering open conversation, intergenerational dialogues, strengthening self-efficacy, and how is by introducing leadership lens to activities in the school health program. But this is not just about pads. This is about power. Why does this matter? Because menstrual stigma is more than just a social issue. Today, government schemes like Udan and School Health and Wellness Program focuses primarily on hygiene and access to sanitary pads. But let me tell you where the problem lies. The narrative is still clinical and product focused. No conversation on menstruation as a process. No efforts to build the agency among girls. The result, girls continue to feel shamed, excluded, and restricted. The project aims to break this cycle, shift of perspective from menstruation as a biological burden to menstruation as a movement of empowerment. The project built upon evidence and engagement. Firstly, a critical policy analysis examines how menstrual health is framed in existing government programs and identifying gaps in menstrual health and health education. Next, facilitated focus group discussions with 20 adolescent girls and their mothers in rural Jaipur gathered first-hand insights of their lived experiences, and engagement with government stakeholders and experts was a cherry on top of the cake. All this was to make a point that when girls understand their bodies and own their experiences, they stop feeling ashamed. They start feeling empowered and powerful. Of course, change is not easy. The dialogue with adolescents, mothers, government stakeholders, and experts showed a ray of hope amongst all these barriers. This hope led to a change in perspective from can we change this to how fast can we act. So in these interactions, I learned that mothers shared that menstruation was defining barrier in their own adolescence, which restricted their mobility, confidence, and aspiration, and many wanted a different future for their daughters. Girls, on the other hand, expressed their desire for learning, knowledge, encouragement, and training to see menstruation not as a limitation, but as a challenge that they can overcome. Government stakeholders recognized the missing leadership lens and are open to integrating gender transformative approaches in activities of the school health program. My next steps, finalizing policy recommendation through the insight brief and submit it to the relevant department under the government of Rajasthan, whom I'm already having dialogues with, advocating for inclusion of leadership lens in the activities on menstrual health under the school health and wellness program. This is not a project for me, it's a movement, and a movement where menstruation is no longer a reason to hide, but a reason to lead.